All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Hansel Lin here with my best buddy, Wayne Tang. We wrote a book, which, like this podcast, is also called theCoderBros Go to White Castle. It's a book about our story, how we grew up Asian, how we became best friends, and how we found our White Castle. Only our metaphorical destination wasn't a fast food joint, but an awesome little business called the Coder School that we now run together. So we started this podcast to explore the stories of other Asian Americans just like us and how they'd write their own book. So Wayne, who do we have with us here today?
Our guest today is an experienced child, adolescent, and adult world-renowned psychiatrist. Along the way, graduated from Princeton, went to med school at Tufts, did residencies at both University of Cincinnati and Stanford School of Medicine. He's basically hit up about 25% of the top 20 universities, so he's
a smart guy.
Almost gonna finish them all off. He is quite multifaceted as well. He's an avid musician, a music producer, a recording engineer, and even a new proud papa again. So all of which I'm super interested in hearing about. Welcome Kiki Chang to the podcast.
Yeah, baby, where's all the man?
I didn't realize it was a live audience. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's behind me with my pants.
I can see them. Yeah.
So Kiki, cool. Start us off and tell us what you're up to today in general.
Hey, I'm very happy to be here. Today, I'm trying to recover from the chili that I had made yesterday.
Nice.
For some reason, in my age, it just didn't seem to agree with me so well. So that's what I'm up to today. I got my sparkling water here. But, Mondays are usually my day for a lot of emailing, some doctor's meetings, and really important Zoom calls as well. So
that's right.
That's my day. That's what I do.
One.
And yeah, like this one. Yeah. This morning was all let's see, my wife and I we kind of played we kind of played tag, not tag, what's that thing? Wrestling where you tag in, tag out with
like actual wrestling? You're jello wrestling your wife?
No,
we don't even
no.
know that, Kiki.
Unfortunately, that's not part of what happens when you have a baby. It's like the opposite. But I think we were she had the morning duties from like 6:30 up until like 9, and then I took over, and he's now napping right now, and this is the perfect time for
what if he wakes up? If he wakes up, you got to get out of here like really quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets to be on the podcast. No, we have a nanny that comes in the afternoon, so I can do work.
Work in the air quotes.
Quote unquote work.
So, dude, let's start with that, man. So you're about our age, mid-50s, and you have a 1-year-old. What
mid to late.
Did you? Yeah, is this planned or is this just because you've raised 2 other kids, right?
Boys,
all the way.
Boys, yeah. In my defense, I was a year younger when he was born. So
okay. Sprightly.
So I wasn't, planning. Yeah, no, I have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old, both boys. Fantastic. We saw this show last night, and I never heard of this before, but I guess I'm a kingmaker because it turns out that I had another boy. So only boys in my family for like generations.
That is a kingmaker.
All you make is boys.
Kingmaker. Right. I don't know. I just heard that from some show last night. Anyway.
What was it like? Like when you found out that you were going to be a dad again, were you flipping out or was it like?
Yeah, exactly.
No. Yeah. I was like, what's going on? What's happening? Oh, wait, you mean we've been trying actually actively for 2.5, 3 years? So
and you didn't know?
It was not a surprise. It was not a surprise. All these visits to the doctor's office, and why am I donating these samples, and what's going on? I just went along with the ride, and then little did I know that.
Okay, because I definitely, as my kids grow up, mine are right in the middle, like 14, 12. But as they're past the super cute toddler fun age, right. I contemplate it every now and then, but then I kind of freak out and go, I can't afford it, or couldn't do it. But hands down, I can't handle 2. So you're handling 2 and then a whole new one. So
right. Well, it's kind of like the empty nest thing, right? Because they're both in college, the older kids.
Right.
And so shout out to UC Santa Cruz and shout out to Berkeley College of Music, which I hope we get to talk about today. But so they're both in college, and we were about to have an empty house, and so
you're bored.
Exactly.
Why not do another kid?
So, but first we got 2 puppies as well. So we have a 13-year-old dog. We thought the dog was going to pass soon because she's totally old, and her brother passed 2 years ago. So So we got 2 puppies first, and then we found out we were pregnant. So now we have 3 dogs and a baby and 2 older kids who are here sometimes during their breaks. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And if I doze off in the middle of this podcast, you'll know why.
It's so awesome though. So I had always felt, Kiki, like maybe I would have a kid later in life as well. But I was always worried about, when I get older, the time the kid is 10 or whatever, I'll be whatever, 60 something. Ever
Thanks.
think about that?
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yes.
Yeah, you're almost 60.
Like when he is in college, right? I'm gonna be like 75 or something like that, 74. So yeah, it's a good thing that I'm like incredibly fit in amazing
You seem
shape.
like it.
Yeah.
And no, I've totally gone out of shape this, but that's my goal. My goal is to keep living. But I heard that anti-inflammatories and now can actually delay dementia onset.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? It just came out in one of the journals.
Anti-inflammatories, like ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Like ibuprofen. So I figure I'm set to go because that's my drug of choice, right?
Right. I was about to say, I was worried that it would be something bad, but no, because if I try to play basketball.
And antibiotics and vaccine. It's all about inflammation, which, if this were a different type of podcast, I'd be talking about inflammation, how bad it is for your brain and how it's triggering thousands of kids to have neuropsychiatric illness, and people don't realize it's inflammation and infections. But anyway, but it turns out it also triggers and dementia. So it's one of the things that they're looking for, to prevent dementia. But clean living, not getting infections, getting your vaccines, reducing your inflammation is probably all good for tons of things, including dementia. So I got to start now.
That is wild. Yeah, definitely. I would have said you do have to take it probably pretty seriously to stay healthy, for your...
Yeah, especially because I want to be around, right? And like, other kids, I played basketball with them, volleyball, all this stuff. Just the other weekend, I was out playing basketball and volleyball with my oldest kid, and I realized, I looked around, I'm always the parent. I'm always the only parent there. I've always been that way, right?
That's because most of us can't jump anymore.
Sports. Well, it doesn't mean I was jumping. I was playing. A loosely used term, I'd say playing, but I held my own.
Good for you.
But I realized that I've always been that guy, like the one parent with all the kids, and it's kind of like weird. Like, why is your dad here? Like, well, he wants to play.
So you're playing with Zach and Tenzin. So tell us a bit about that. The super musicians. I know I've known Zach for a while. He's like a really good musician. Same as Tenzin.
We've known Zach for a long time. That's how we know each other, from the School of Rock, right?
That's right.
When you were back in the old days, right? When you had the School of Rock going on.
Years ago, yeah.
That was fantastic. And that was such a big thing when he joined the house band at 10 and was the drummer for you guys. And
wow.
That really helped solidify things and get the bands on their chop. And then he started his own band, with his friend Theo, who he met at School of Rock, right?
Yeah.
And then they added another School of Rock alum. And I'm blanking on her name because I'm old.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte.
Nice. There you go. Ibuprofen is helping.
Zach is at Berkeley now, right? Which, for everybody that's listening, that's not UC Berkeley.
Zach is he got into UC Berkeley, but just like a good Asian kid, he decided to instead go to the Berklee College of Music, right?
Wow.
Which basically is the Harvard of music schools, would you say?
Yeah, I've heard of that even. And I'm not even in the
more
music.
Like it's probably more like the Phoenix University Online, whatever.
So wait,
hey, don't knock my alum. I'm an alum.
Sorry about that. No, University of Phoenix is a great place.
How did you actually feel about that, though? So being from the Asian parent side, like,
this is very relevant. I knew we would get to this. All right, so you'll never believe this, right? But and you probably remember a little bit of this, Hansel, Wayne. I don't even know if you know this, but when I was in medical school at Tufts, as you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was burned out after 2.5 years. So 2 years was easy. It was like all the classes, but the in-person clinicals, they back in that day, I mean, even now, but back in the day, they worked you hard.
Yeah.
Just like they did residency. And, you're there for like 30 hours in a row and doing all this stuff. And they're scudding you out. It's called scudding you out, sending you off to do all these blood draws and things on, on patients. And like the first person I ever drew blood on was an HIV positive patient. This was back during the HIV crisis, and I'm still an issue today, of course, but back then it was huge.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I've never drawn blood before. Maybe I should figure this out. So I
Yeah.
drew it on my resident. My resident was so cool. He was like, hey, draw it on me first. And I did. And he's like, just do the same thing. So I did. But then, that's the kind of thing. It was just a free for all. And it was tough. And I was just like, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't the kind of medicine. I did pediatrics, and it was all tertiary care, kids dying of cancer and stuff. And I was not happy. So
yeah.
After a lot of soul searching, and not telling anyone, I literally went into my dean's office and said, hey, I'm going to drop out of medical school. I hope that's okay.
Dang.
And to this day, one of the best things that anyone's ever said to me was like, you mean you're going to take a year off? And I said, oh, yes, that's what I meant. That's a much better idea.
So you plan to quit for good. You plan to quit for good.
I was so burned out. I was really like, I can't do this. I can't see myself doing this as a profession for the rest of my life. And what I wanted to do was, guess.
Play music. Music.
Of course, music. But not play, because I'm not that great a musician, right? I mean, I grew up a violinist. I mean, who wasn't?
Yeah, all Asians grow up as violinists or pianists.
I was East Coast, Philadelphia suburbs. It was either the violin or the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And my brothers played the viola and cello, and I was the violinist of the group. And played until I got to college. I played for like 15 years, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I always wanted to play guitar. I always wanted to be a rock musician. So I finally got to do that, teach myself stuff. I played some piano. So I took, electronic music classes at Princeton, and I took a whole bunch of music classes. I should have minored in it, but those are my favorite classes. Songwriting, electronic music, history of jazz. Those are my favorite classes at Princeton, not molecular biology, which is what my major was.
But then that's not what you went into. Then you went into psychiatry, and then music became a hobby.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is that I didn't know about psychiatry, because I didn't know that was a real medical profession, right? I mean, I didn't know any psychiatrists. It just wasn't part of our world. And again, culturally, it's just not part of, very classic Asian American thing is to bury all that stuff and not talk about it, right? Yeah. So there's no psychiatric illness in any of the family histories of any of my families I talk to, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, it's true. But what happened was I did go ahead and take a year off, and I was in Boston, and I tried to make it in the recording / engineering / producing world.
Oh, that's neat.
I just started interning at these recording studios, fantastic recording studios, including Blue Jay Recording. There's another one, I can't remember the name, but Synchro Sound was another place I was working at. And I used to be owned by the Cars. It's right there on Newberry Street.
The Cars. That's a big band.
Oh, there. Yeah, it used to be owned by the Cars. They had sold it by the time I showed up. And it was great interning, but basically you're talking about, a guy with a college degree and half a medical degree getting coffee for people and running around and setting up things and making. Actually, this is a true story. I actually did some interning while I was in Cincinnati for my residency, and I interned at a place called Sound Images, and they did a lot of like commercial, recordings for commercials, like overdubs and stuff like that. And one of my clients, their clients was Deion Sanders.
Oh, right on.
Dion.
Yeah, Neon Dion.
Yeah.
And so my job was to go out and find soul food in Cincinnati so I could bring it back for him for lunch. That was my job.
That's your job.
That's your
Did
job.
You find soul food? He only eats soul food.
Job. I did. I found like soul food. I got everything I could get, and I think
it's making me hungry, actually. Growing up from Alabama, soul food.
Right, some greens.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. But it's hard to find in Cincinnati, and that's the story though. Is like, it wasn't like I was, I got to learn about recording. I got to set up the studio. I learned about mic placement. I learned how to work that big board and things like that, but all just on the job. And then I took a course. I took a course too to learn a little bit more about it. And I had my own MIDI production, like keyboard and a couple of things at home. And I was just like, doing that. But really to pay the bills, I was waiting tables at Uno's, in Porter Square. Yeah. And so
Hollywood style.
And then after our shifts would come off, I realized that all my colleagues there were musicians. And so we would just get together and jam, and I I played the keyboards. My guitar was rudimentary at that point, which is still pretty much rudimentary, but just jam. And then I said, this is great, but I realized that they're all really waiters at a pizza place, and trying to be in the music business. And I was like, oh my God, there's no guarantee though. If you have a medical degree, you have a Ivy League degree, there's no guarantees in the music field, right? It's all just like being in the right place, the right time, hard work and luck. And I found that out the hard way. It was just really hard to get anything going. And by the end of 9 months, almost a year, the student loan people said, hey, after a year, you have to start paying back your loans, which there's no way I could have done that unless you go back to school. So I had to make a decision. And I was like, do I take this job that was offered to me for $7 an hour in this home recording studio to make demos for metal bands in the Boston area? Which sounds pretty good now. I would do that.
Yeah, that's right. You'd probably do it now.
Right? But at the time, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And so I chickened out, is the way I tell the story. I chickened out. And I went back. I said, you know what? I'll get my degree. I can moonlight. I can work in, like the ERs. I can and then during the rest of the time, I'll work on the music career. And what happened is I went back to med school, and then I found psychiatry. I hadn't done psychiatry until then.
Well, that's cool.
And and then I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is really cool stuff. I really like the brain. I like talking to people. That's why I love talking to you guys. I like talking to people with severe psychopathology. And
like us.
That's Hansel and me. Basically, we do have issues. And we do need to probably hire you outside of this podcast to just,
No, that's cool. I'll give you a discount. But anyway,
okay, cool.
So and then I realized that during my first 2 years, I had the best grades I got were in like neuroscience, neuroanatomy, psychopathology. I didn't know why, but looking back, it made a lot more sense to me. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna combine. I thought it was gonna be pediatrics or orthopedic surgery. Those things went out the window, and I said, I'm gonna be pediatric psychiatry instead. There's a definite need for that, and there's understudied, underserved population. People don't really understand as much about how psychiatric illness presents in kids. And I wanted to understand the neuroscience behind it. I wanted to do brain imaging. And, guys ever do you ever hear of What Color Is Your Parachute?
Sure.
That book?
Classic.
Yeah. It's still around, right? It's like how to find out what you want to do with your life, right? And I did it. I did all the worksheets. I did everything.
And you're like, neuroscience.
And it said I wanted, sanitation engineer is what it said. That was one of the
garbage man. That's what it says for everybody.
Yeah, no. It was a teacher, But then I realized that teaching and psychiatry, kind of go hand in hand. Those are my three things. Do I want to do music? Do I want to do medicine? Do I want to do teaching? And then I realized that I could do the medicine and the teaching and do the music on the side. And, I wanted to do brain imaging, and running that MRI machine is kind of like running a big console, right? A recording console. It has the same
I guess so. I've never run one. Does it have all kinds of knobs on it? And you're like,
all kinds of knobs and
the level.
And I like that stuff. I like all this stuff behind me here, the keyboard.
Yeah.
So you actually have an imaging machine at like your office? You have a private practice, right?
Yeah. No, I have an MRI machine right here next door. No, I don't have an imaging machine.
In your house.
This is when I went to Stanford.
Stanford.
Yeah, right. That would be nice. No, this is when I was at Stanford, right? So I was there for 20 years. So the punchline is I went back, I found psychiatry. I never did go into music. I found psychiatry instead, and I pursued that, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the research. I loved working with kids. That was the teaching part. I was always teaching kids in the summers when I was growing up. And I loved teaching people, and I loved working with the brain. And so I got to come to Stanford and do child psychiatry fellowship and work with some great mentors, including Alan Reese and Terry Ketter, who just recently passed away. R.I.P. He was the GOAT. He was a bipolar disorder specialist in adults and a brain imager, and I wanted to do that for kids who had high risk for bipolar. So I formed a career for 20 years at Stanford and got to be full professor on faculty there. And meanwhile, trying to raise the kids, finally went into private practice, realizing that it's academic is cutthroat, right? And after a while, you just don't have the time for your kids, and you're battling all this other stuff as far as funding and bureaucracy and it was really bad. And I just, for my mental health and for the kids' mental health, I was like, okay, we're going. We're doing it. We're going to private practice, which I never thought I would do. And I've been there for about 8 or 9 years, and it's great. I love it. I love it. I
So,
get
so
to help
you,
people
so you went
directly.
back to the psychiatry thing because that was your thing. But so Zach is almost similar to what you're going through. He decided not to go to UC
Oh, yeah.
Berkeley, and then he went to Berkeley School of Music to go do the music
No,
thing.
no, no, but it's even better. Hansel,
Yeah.
it's even better.
Hmm.
He decided not to go to Berkeley. He went to Tufts
Oh, he's not at
for
Berkeley?
undergraduate. He went to Medford. No, no, he is now, but he got into Tufts and UC Berkeley. He was trying to decide which one to go to for
Hmm.
physics, but then switched into engineering. And then he did 2 years of engineering at Tufts
Oh,
Oh,
University
wow.
in
wow.
Medford.
So he's
I was
engineering
Tufts
halfway
Med. I was
through.
downtown, right? And he was halfway through, just like his old man. I was like, Zach, this is really weird, right? This is
Yeah.
exactly. And he decided he was doing well, but it wasn't what he wanted to be doing. He couldn't see himself sitting down being an engineer and doing all this stuff. It
And
wasn't,
then you
he didn't.
said, you just want to take a year off.
Yeah, exactly like
Yeah,
me.
well, you know what? We thought about that too. And he's like, no, I want the time to really be able to pursue this. I want to learn more. I want to transfer. So he applied to all these music schools, and it was hard. It was hard to get in. He applied
Yeah.
to a whole bunch of them, but
Absolutely.
it's really challenging. And the one that he got into was the one next door, Berkeley School of Music, and he got like a half ride scholarship. So,
Wow.
Nice.
yeah. So I was
Congrats.
like, I did the math, and I'm like, well, we're not going to really be paying too much different than if you finished 4 years at Tufts. So if this is what you want to do, and hats off to him, super brave. He did it,
So
and
he
I
started
chickened
at
out.
freshman year again, essentially?
Well, he had credits, and so
Okay.
you have to do some general ed stuff anyway at Berkeley, and
Okay.
he had gotten a lot. So he probably can finish in a total of 3 instead of 4 years, and so it'd be 5 years total. All right. So he's in the middle of his second year at Berkeley right now, and I think he's loving it. I mean, I'm jealous because he decided to switch from being a guitar and then a voice major to
Oh,
being a
cool.
singer-songwriter, and
Lead
now
singer.
he's a music and production and engineering major, MPE major, which is very competitive there. Charlie Puth was an MPE major, came out and did
Hmm.
his own thing. That's why he does all his own recordings, a lot of his own recordings and things like
Wow.
that.
That's
And he
awesome.
was
I,
a
I
very
I
big
think the thing with
bad.
music school is when I think of music school, a lot of people think, well, engineering is really hard, but not music school, right? But also I've heard about Berkeley is you're working your butt off. You're always practicing like
You
every
know
day,
what?
every
It's a
day.
lot. And he actually said he has something like 13 or 14 finals last semester. And I
Ooh,
was like,
Finals.
how many
how is that
classes?
possible?
Yeah.
But there were like all these little projects he had to do for all these. He had like 7 different classes, and he had to do all these different projects.
Wow.
And
Well, let's give a shout out to Zach. Like, how do we find Zach and what stuff
yeah,
he's been
thanks,
working on?
man. Yeah, Zach CO. It's ZACH space capital C hyphen capital O. Zach CO, and he's on all streaming platforms. He's got an Instagram. Follow him. He's got a web page that you can see all the information. And he's a singer-songwriter, solo artist, and he's been releasing stuff over the past 3 years on his own. So you remember his band Mentally Wasted,
Yeah,
of course. And then that band broke up in high school, and then he went on solo.
that's
And so
awesome.
I had
That's
the privilege
amazing.
of helping him record and mix all this stuff.
In a
But
very
get this,
special studio.
in a very special studio, Shaka Studios here in my own Palo Alto home,
Right on.
uh, which, I did instead of going into music. I made it my hobby, right?
Do
Yeah.
So,
sometimes you kind of think, hey, my son is living sort of your dream if you didn't chicken out, sort of, in a
it's
way? Like if you just
well,
went,
it's 100% now. It's 100%.
that's
That's
so cool,
exactly
though.
what
You
it is.
can
What's funny
live
is
it.
Sean is a psychology major
Oh,
in
is he
college.
really? Just for
What?
now.
Yeah, for now, we'll see. Isn't that
That
funny?
is
Yeah.
going to be crazy.
Is
I
he?
But
know,
I
I
think
know.
I
So
think
Sean
for
just
you should consider blending everything together and doing some kind of a kids morning show like Mr. Rogers where you're writing music and
Yeah.
educating, songs for kids. There you go.
I would love to do that if that's going to pay for another eight
Yeah.
years of a
Well,
kid
yeah,
in
I'm not
college
sure I can
tuition.
find someone to
Yeah,
pay you to do it, but you got to start it. You got to just not be afraid, just
yeah,
do it.
right,
Take out a
right.
bunch of loans and do it.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I'll take out college loans like I did before.
Take out more college loans.
Med school loans. My parents paid for college. I was very lucky.
so
Uh,
That is
Sean's in
yeah.
psychology, but is he gonna do the music thing, you think?
No, you know what? He did it for a while, right? And then he was singing and he was playing drums and playing piano, but
Yeah.
he's got that foundation, but he's just moved on, and he's more of a basketball
Okay.
player slash weightlifter slash college student now.
He's a
Just trying to
jock.
find it.
So you
Jock.
so you were telling us
Kinda.
before. So I know him as Tenzin. That's how I know him because that was his original name. You were
True.
telling me that
Yeah.
he decided to change his name. You know why?
Yeah, his junior year of high school, he was like, you know what? I want to be called Sean. And so everyone calls him Sean now.
He didn't
And
he didn't
even
tell you why? Is he a fan of some Sean or something? Like,
I asked, I'm like, is it Shaun of the Dead? Is it Sean,
Shaun of the Dead. That's the first thing you
Shaun
think
of
of.
the Dead.
yeah, it wasn't that. I'm as you can
That is
tell,
wild though.
yeah,
I mean,
no,
a lot of
no,
times it might be, like, if a kid wants to change sexes or something like that. So, like, I
right,
bet when they first told you, you
yeah,
would be a little like, why, right? Like,
exactly.
uh,
Why I gave you such a cool name? What's the deal?
yeah,
Uh,
that is
because-
true. I
right,
do.
Yeah, who
I
else is
think the
named
name
Tenzin? That's like an awesome name.
that
right.
is an awesome, cool name. I'm going to change
I
my
don't,
name to Tenzin.
I don't know if part of it. Wait, I don't know if part of it was because get this. This is so weird. On his volleyball team in high school, a year ahead of him, there was a guy named Tenzin Chang. I kid you not.
Wait,
Oh,
then the last name is
how
also
is
Chang?
that
Same
possible?
exact name.
Wait, does Tenzin mean something in
Well,
Chinese?
Tenzin was Chang Otanya, so that's hyphenated, but he's my last name, Chang. So Tenzin is like a Nepalese kind of name, and it's traditional. It means like holder. It comes from like Tenzing Norgay, all the
Okay.
Tenzing. The Dalai Lama is Tenzin Gyatso. His name is Tenzin.
Really?
That's kind of bad luck because there's only probably two Tenzins in the world that I've ever heard of, and they were both like
There
in the
was
same
only
high school.
two in Palo Alto,
In
and
Palo
yeah, they
Alto.
were on the same team. And and get this guy was like 6'3", 6'4",
Whoa.
Asian. Yeah, he played
Whoa.
middle. He's our middle.
Now
A
he's
little longer
D1
than
somewhere? Probably.
no, sadly, he decided to leave the team before the end of the senior year. So
Is
I
that
don't.
Jeremy Lin's brother, I guess?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Hey, I played
Bigger
against.
me.
Wait. Wait. Why are you talking about Jeremy Lin's brother?
Yeah. I mean, you just said 6'3" total athlete. I was just
Oh
like,
yeah,
Palo
yeah.
Alto.
Palo
Asian guy.
Alto,
Exactly.
yeah,
No,
Asian,
you're right.
6'3" athlete.
I played against Jeremy Lin's brother in pickup at Stanford. Yeah, he's a lot shorter. Yeah, I think it was like 5'11" or something. So
Oh, really?
it's probably it was
Pickup,
like the
huh?
same.
So
Yeah,
so
he's
his brother
good.
is living in Palo Alto still?
Well, this is a long time ago. I
Okay.
was still playing at Stanford. I
Did you
Jeremy,
take him? Did you take him?
Dunk on him?
the U
Dunk
fan.
on him?
Come on. Yeah, he blew past me a lot of times. He was a good shooter, a little quick guard. But
Yeah.
no, my claim to fame though is playing pickup with Bobby Hurley and Thomas
Oh,
Hill. You remember those guys?
Whoa.
yeah.
From
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke.
Duke boys.
Wait,
Yeah.
so they were in their
National
prime?
back-to-back national champions. Bobby
Hurley
Hurley,
and Leitner,
yeah,
that
Bobby
whole
Hurley
group.
was shorter than me, and he blocked one of my layups during pickup. And
Whoa.
this is right after they won the first championship. I was at
Oh
Duke.
man.
Uh,
So he was big
Whoa.
time.
He's
oh
already
yeah, he was big
famous.
time. Yeah, and
So
get this.
how did this happen?
After that, like that night, he literally got pulled over for DUI. And
Oh, I
it was in all the news.
remember.
You remember that?
Was
He
it
Oh,
started
because of
getting in
you?
trouble.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
like,
And
I
it
can't
was all
believe
because
that.
I said, yeah, because he had to like forget the fact that I scolded him that morning.
Yeah. So
And
it
He was
was just
drowning in
random pickup?
sorrows.
Were you like
drowning his sorrow.
is
Yeah,
it
random pickup like card gym. It's the intramural gym there at Duke, and I was like, "Whoa, these two guys just won a national championship. I'm gonna go play pickup with them," and they destroyed our team.
Oh,
So,
that's hilarious. So
but
so
no,
Kiki, I have to ask you this though. What the hell kind of name is Kiki?
yeah. See, I'm telling you, man, we don't have a long enough podcast. You're gonna have to do a lot of editing here. So my real name is Keith with a TH, right?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
the
doesn't
standard
sound very
American
Asian.
Keith.
Right, Keith. Like
Very
think about
standard.
the 70s, the 60s. Keith
Okay.
Jarrett. I don't know.
Keith Partridge,
Keith Richards, Keith Partridge, right?
Keith
Think back.
Richards,
Yeah,
Keith.
but this is a good Asian American story. All right, pretend you're you're a first a first generation immigrant from China. Well, my parents were, all right,
Got
from
it.
Canton in northern China, coming over here and deciding, oh, here's a good name, Keith. Right?
Yeah.
Can you pronounce it?
Not the TH, I guess. There's no
The
TH.
TH was a
TH,
problem.
right? There's no diphthong. There's no TH diphthong in the Chinese language, in Mandarin or Cantonese. There's no thug. That's why they can't say thank you. That's why it
Thank
comes
you.
out saying thank you, right?
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
So,
Big Kiki.
yeah,
Oh.
13 So they called me Keefe with an F, right? Keefe when I was a
Keith,
baby. And
Keithy.
then they called me Kiki and it just stuck.
That's fun.
And
That's
ever since I was a baby,
cool.
I didn't know any different. I thought that was my name. And when I was a teenager, I realized that this was probably not the way to get girls.
Yep.
Um, until though on my orchestra trips, they thought I was a girl, so they would house me
With
with
the
other
girls.
girls. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was
That's
pretty cool.
ingenious. Ingenious.
Yeah, so I was happy for my name for a while. I decided not to change it after that. I'm like, you know what? It's unique. Everyone thinks I'm a woman or a girl or a
Yeah, I
cat.
didn't know
Or a cat,
when you first emailed me, I was like, what kind of name is Kiki? I thought you were a girl.
Yeah.
right?
And then you
And when I
showed up, I
showed
was
up and
like,
met you
Yeah.
in person, did you still
Then
think
Hansel
that?
was like,
who's this
yeah,
super tall
not a
Asian
very
dude?
attractive woman. Hansel, I
Right,
remember you telling me something about some weird Kiki woman that
right, exactly.
not attractive at all.
So what are
Yeah.
your Asian
But you
roots
know
now,
what?
man?
It's unique. It's unique, right? And so I
Yeah.
just kept it. And now my name is Kiki Daonan Chang. I have everything except for my birth certificate says Kiki Daonan Chang. So my middle name is Daonan, which is my Chinese name.
Wait,
Down now.
down now.
Daonan, Daonan, like the Tao of
Oh, the
the
Uh-huh.
down.
the way of whatever. So
Yeah.
Daonan, Nan is south, so
Oh,
towards the
down
south.
on. I see.
My
Oh,
mother's name is Bai
Non.
Wei.
Ah,
Yeah, Nan, south, right? Got
non.
that?
down on. Okay,
Nan.
cool. So
Ah.
how is your Asian now? Are you still Asian American or are you pretty much white guy now?
No way, man. With my kid, okay, all my kids are half white, right? They're all half white,
Yeah,
right?
they're all Asian. Hot Asians.
And my new kid, yeah, they're Wasian as they call them these days, right?
Wasian.
Wasian. Yeah, that didn't exist back then in the
That's
day.
right.
Anyway, because who would hang out, who would marry an Asian guy back in the day, right? What kind of self-respecting white person would marry an Asian guy? Yeah.
That's very true. Very true.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Asian woman, different, right? Very different, right?
Oh yeah,
White,
they can get any race. They can get
right,
any
right.
race.
Asian guys, as we know, right?
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, buddy. You'll be lucky if you have any kind of
Yeah. We
relationship,
had the asexual stereotype and things like that.
right?
Long
Exactly.
Duck Dong from 16 Candles.
There you
Like, oh
go.
yeah,
Yep,
great role
exactly.
model.
So great role. At the time though, I thought it was funny, and I'm embarrassed to say.
Of course, we all did.
You probably did too, right?
I still
You were
think it's
like,
I
funny.
kind of did, but no, I actually did kind
"Oh,
of, it did make me scream
a
because I
little bit."
kind of was trying to be attractive and that I knew that wasn't helping.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was my whole childhood, That's exactly it. It was like I'm on the East Coast. I grew up like probably not like you, Wayne. I mean, Alabama, that's a whole different level, but there weren't that many Asians around, not like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in college, there weren't that many. I mean, there were, but like you said, it was the stereotype. There were the quiet, studious types, and that
Hmm.
wasn't what I wanted to be. I mean, I was studious, but that wasn't my goal. My goal is, well, to be a rock star, as you know. So there
So
weren't
did,
any back then around. So it was tough. It was really tough with that whole Asian identity thing. I actually rejected my Asian identity quite a bit
and so did
back
you
then.
ever like date an Asian person? Or did you ever like Asians did you go straight to white?
I Yeah, no, I definitely had the white thing going on, but I can only snag Asians. So basically I was able to, unfortunately, I was able to date some very nice Asian women, being a straight Asian male at the time. And yeah, but then later on it was my longest relationship was an Asian woman, and we were still really good friends and
Oh,
took my
really?
wife and
Wait,
Oh,
longer than
that's
your wife?
cool.
friends with her. Yeah. Yeah. And we're really good friends.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. My wife will tell you that. I'm like, yeah, all my exes, I've taken her to meet. Anyway,
Wow.
That's a
um,
bad idea generally.
Yeah,
Very bad
no,
generally a
idea.
bad
it's
idea.
not a good idea. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Badideas.com.
Do it, but yeah, but then after that, it was all white all the time, and it just happened that way. And there's nothing against Asian, but I always just I don't know. I identified really with the whole white California. Though I was brainwashed by the whole idea of California being like the place to be,
Hmm.
blonde hair, blue, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, and I wanted to be out in California ever since I can remember.
So did you
Um,
wash away your Asian genes then? Are you going to celebrate Chinese New Year?
no, I'm all back. I'm all back. We have these books for Makayo. Makayo is my kid's name. Am I allowed to say that? Makayo.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wait,
yeah.
and where does that
So
come from? Makayo. That's cool.
it's kind of
That
like a
sounds
Hawaiian, like Makai, Makai is, it means to
Sure.
the sea song. And
okay. Yeah,
then,
like Hawaiian sounding. Yeah.
right, it's very Hawaiian because we love Hawaii, but we're culturally appropriating because we're not Hawaiian. She's
Right.
Irish. She's like Irish American, and I'm, whatever. I'm full Chinese supposedly. So, but we loved Hawaii, and so Makayo, and we just kind of added because we thought it sounded cool. Some people said it means Matthew or gift from God. I don't know. I just think it
Yeah.
means like it's part of the Irish thing, right? Because he's
But
got
it's spelled as Keith, right?
yeah, right, exactly. We're just gonna pronounce it. So we call him Makayo. No, it's
Yeah.
Makayo Chang. So think about it, Makayo Chang. So the O Chang
Makayo Chang.
is the
I like
Irish
it.
part, right? O
Okay.
Chang. He's
Yeah, even like the O'Brien,
right.
the
Right, he's
Irish.
the O
That's a
Chang
cool
clan.
name. Is it
Now his
spelled
middle name
Makai
is
with no?
Yeah. So
I should
Makayo
have
with
had
an
you name my kids, honestly. Your names are cool.
right, right.
Tenzin, Makayo.
That's okay. He's gonna change his name to Bob when he gets to be like
Yeah.
15.
It'll
Thanks.
be junior year, right?
Yep,
That's when it
junior.
happens.
It'll be Bob. I like Bob better.
You
Sorry.
just be like, I like Bob because it's spelled the same
So
either
are
way.
they getting the Asian treatment? Are you teaching them Asian culture?
Yeah, well, so Makai, so Zach and Tenzin or Sean really didn't have that much. I mean, they grew up Asian around here. It's very typical. They knew it, but they didn't really self-identify as Asian as much. I mean,
So they
I
never
guess
spoke
because
any. You didn't
I'm
have
pretty
much.
whitewashed. We tried to put him into like immersion, and it didn't take.
Yeah.
So, but this guy, Makayo, his favorite books are these song books that my wife got for him, and they're called like Bao Bao Learns Chinese or something, and they're all song books,
Hmm.
and they're awesome. They're all like Chinese songs sung in Mandarin, right? And then you can read the book, and it has the Mandarin and the English kind of phonetic, spelling on it. And they're all like songs that like Twinkle Twinkle or
Oh,
Row Your Boat, right?
great idea.
Except there's a few that they throw in there that are strangely really subversive, and not subversive the way you would think. Like there's nothing about like, allegiance to the government or anything
I
like
was gonna
that.
say, is it like the Communist Party like trying to
Yeah,
Right.
infiltrate?
yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be, but it's all about like your mother. There's these two songs I've never heard of. I asked my mom, she's like, that didn't exist when we were kids. And one is like, mother is the best of the world. You're never going to find anyone like your mom. Children
Those are
are
the
like
lyrics?
grass. Yeah, children are like grass. I don't know what that means. And then if you leave your mother, where will you find happiness now?
Wow.
Literally the translation.
Wow.
And I was like,
Did you know yourself
what's that?
because you know the language, or you had to ask your mom?
No. It's translated there. It has the English right
Oh,
there. And I asked my mom too, and she's like, yeah, that's accurate.
That's
So
accurate.
there's a couple
And she's
songs
like,
like that
no,
in there.
she meant the translation was accurate or it is accurate. I mean, moms are the
Well,
best. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, I think it was written by a mom, and like, I think, there's some sort of weird brainwashing going on there, but there's a few songs like that, and I was like, oh, fascinating.
that's
So
hilarious.
I changed it to Dad, of course.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Baba.
Baba, right? Not Mama,
You
Baba.
can find those
No,
books here
calls me
in the
Dad.
US.
You can find them. They're great. Yeah, my wife found them. Bao Bao Learns Chinese it's a panda. So his nursery is all pandas.
Hmm.
And we actually, called his panda Bao Bao. So it's kind of wild that we found a songbook with Bao Bao the panda singing
Oh,
songs with his
Wow.
rabbit friend, And his rabbit friend is awesome. There's a song like that the rabbit friend, like somebody's saying, I want to come in the door, and the rabbit friend says, no, I won't open the door. Mom's not here. Can't open the door. Mom's not here. That is the kid song. So
wow.
that's a great song.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So that sounds like that's written by somebody in China. That just sounds like a Chinese thing.
It's a Chinese mother trying to make sure that
Yes,
the
a
kids
Chinese
Yeah,
mother.
it's a
don't open the door
Like,
till I
that
get
sounds
home.
like a new derogatory term. Chinese mother.
Well, you can say tiger parent, I guess, but that's all different. So
Oh,
I didn't
that
have
is
those. Did you
well
guys have
done.
those? Did you
tiger
guys have
parents?
those?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Mine was totally chill.
Mm,
Mine was always
Well,
working.
my mom
clearly
was
seeing how
chill.
you ended up.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, we're sitting at
That's
home doing
right.
nothing but zooming people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's our lives.
So
No,
your wife, she
Wayne, no
said,
tiger parent?
Mhm.
No?
Maybe my dad a little bit
A
more
little.
than my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
actually,
dad
it's
was
funny. Most of the people we talk to, they themselves are not really tiger parents. They tend to let their kids do whatever. Maybe because we're all
Yeah.
Americans now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
yeah,
we're second, third generation, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, that's kind of, I was like the opposite, and I kind of like regret it a little bit, I guess. I don't know,
Oh, really?
just like, well, it's probably reactionary. But no, you know what? My parents were not tiger. What am I talking about? They were not tiger parents.
How'd
They
you
were
get to
typical.
Princeton then?
Yeah. And why would you regret it? Your kids that got into Berkeley and everything. Like, what are you
Well,
talking
no,
about?
no, no. I mean, well, I just mean like, but they never read, And it's like they never like did stuff like that.
Ah,
We
who
read
cares?
all the time growing up, and I don't know who needs to read, right? Or have
Okay.
You really need to read, whatever.
yeah, they
Yeah.
had phones when they were well, they had phones when they were way too young, So
Hmm.
that's the thing. So we're going different now. No, no phones, no screens until he's
It's just
26.
going to be all AI. They're just going to be talking to fake bots.
Yeah.
I don't know if
They
that's
don't even
good.
need friends.
Well,
Yeah.
Kiki, man, this has been a crazy, interesting conversation here, man. You're such an interesting guy, man. So conclude this podcast with us by talking about your life tip for everybody.
My life tip. Oh, okay. I actually had a few.
Okay.
It used to be back in the day, it used to be do not go to medical school.
Right? Okay.
Okay, that's a
No,
good
that was
one.
I would tell medical students that. I would tell people, undergrads, I would tell that who were in my lab. And I would say, oh, you work like a dog. I don't know if dog is the right word anymore, but you work so hard, you pay for it
Yeah.
to do that.
And you
And
don't
you
get
Yeah.
just
paid for a long time.
no, and you just get crapped on, you know what I mean? And and is that really what you want to be doing? And it takes like, another 8 years post college, to get to do what you want to do, and you'll be in debt. And is that really, but you know what? If you really want to do it, then do it. But just
Yeah.
know what you're getting into. And know, like I always said, that if I had to do it again, I would go to business school.
Mm.
And I would be like you guys, right?
That's
I would
the
make
That's
a
how
fastest way to
billion.
Hansel
make
sells
money, right?
that's how Hansel sells our Coder School franchise. It's kind of
What?
like only if
Oh,
you really want to do it, you let them in.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really? Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
But no,
Yeah,
business,
I
right?
mean,
man.
Like put all the warning signs up, but then the
yeah.
people that really want to do it are the real ones.
Then they're the ones
That
who actually do it,
yeah.
and then and they can be successful. The reason I said business school though was because I always thought, hey, I'll make a ton of money and I'll donate it all, right? So there are people who did do that, but these days all the tech bros don't really have that good a profile. But back in the day, I thought, hey, it'd be great to make a lot of money and donate it to medical research instead of
Mm.
going to med,
That would
because
be
I was
cool.
always having to apply for grants, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll just be a billionaire and then give it away. But no, I can never do that. That's not my thing. I can't be like you guys. I know you guys are self-made billionaires, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're totally billionaires.
You're
What
releasing a
the
book. You're just going to be a trillionaires now with your new book out. I can't wait.
well, this podcast though, we're gonna have 8 trillion listeners. So
Right, right. And then the ads, right? We're going to have ads for like, what do you have ads for?
Of course. We're gonna have
everything.
ads for Zach's band.
There you go. There you go. I
Zach's
have to buy
band
ad
and
space for that. Yeah. Zach CEO, definitely check it out. Now he's back. He's in Berkeley. He's doing great, and he's mixing his own stuff. And it's really sad now because now you asked me, I don't get to do it anymore
Yeah,
because
you don't
he's
need to
actually
mix.
really
He
good.
mixes himself.
So he was just home for winter break, and I'm listening to his stuff going, wow, that's really good actually. And we can talk about things. We talk about mixing, we talk about,
that's
the
awesome.
EQ on that, the reverb on that, how to make the vocals up front, or all that
Oh,
stuff.
just to have something to connect to
But
your kid about is huge.
it is.
That's
So
amazing.
that's not really my tip though. My tip is, don't have a kid after age 50. That's my
Really?
tip.
Is it really?
Don't do it
So
before.
is it really? Because I mean, I feel like that's a really awesome
Yeah.
thing. I would
You seem
congratulate
so
Billy.
happy. Yeah, and it's awesome. And you're gonna get to
No, no, I'm
Everybody
happy.
should
I
have
mean,
a kid after 50.
yeah, the stuff that I talked about in the beginning, like I mean, I miss it so much that I would almost want to do it, but
You
you're
know
right.
what? You're right. I changed my tip. Everyone should have a kid after age 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's awesome.
Because misery loves company. Misery loves
and
company.
it's awesome,
I
right?
have no company. Nobody out there has a
Yeah.
kid.
What did
as
you
a
expect? Hey,
baby.
you got to hang out with
How many of these mothers
Robert
groups,
De
these people are
Niro and
25 years younger than
Al
me. I know. And I'm
Pacino. Don't
like,
they have kids?
so I have what? Who? Yeah, thanks.
They're
That's
like
what. That's
90 something. They have a kid.
yeah. They probably have like 6 nannies though.
That's
So
true.
it's not like.
That's true.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's really great. It's I love kids, as you know. I'm being a child psychiatrist and everything. It's
Yeah.
really great, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it's really neat to see them develop every day.
How old's your wife?
Uh,
Can I ask how old your wife is?
my wife is 10 years younger, 47.
Oh, wow. So that's still
Okay.
considered pretty late, isn't it?
Pretty what? Oh no, it was pretty late life. Yeah, it was really tough. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We didn't even think she could get pregnant. So this is a big. It was a big, great thing that when we found out she could.
Yeah,
And
that's
I,
pretty rare, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Good for her.
yes, yeah. No, all the doctors were like, no, yeah, you can do it. We're like, really?
And she has never had kids? She doesn't have any other kids?
No, no, she did. She thought she could never get pregnant. I assumed that
Wow.
too. So
Wow,
we didn't
you
even
got
think
the
about it.
super stuff, man.
Well, it's all
Super.
yeah, yeah. That's the tip. I got
And you're the kingmaker. The
I'm the
kingmaker
kingmaker.
has
So if you
super
want some
stuff.
tips, I don't know if this is like a family show or something, but I got some other tips about, how to make boys. So, there you go.
Whoa.
Okay. I can't
All
imagine
three
what that would
points.
be, but okay.
I
So, all
have no
right. Tip
idea.
number one is don't go to med school. Tip number two is to have a kid after 50. Do you have a tip number three?
Um, Tip number three is, yeah, it's just, you know what? It sounds really stupid, but just follow your heart. Just be out there, man. Be bold. Do what you want to do. It'll all work out in the end. And if it doesn't, you'll just die penniless. So either way, it's fine.
Yeah, dying penniless, that's totally fine too. Right on.
Yeah, because then you'll be dead. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who cares at that point?
You kind of have to have
Yeah.
that philosophy if you're going to go into music, actually, because music's tough. It's like going into acting, right? I mean,
These days, it's even tougher,
I
right?
bet.
Because how you make a living,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
can stream all you want, and you got to tour, you got to do other stuff. It's very different nowadays, streaming. So, yeah, unless you're, of course, Taylor Swift or something like that.
Yeah, then she's make a
Right.
little money.
Which
Then you can
Zaxio
make
will
it.
be, so I can retire and I won't have to work so hard to put Macau through college. So that's the goal. So Zaxio, my third tip is that you have to check out Zaxio.
Yeah.
That's the future of songwriting and pop. So check out Zaxio.
Zaxio. Do you know what his actual Instagram handle is? Because I looked at Zaxio and I was like, I cannot find Zaxio.
It's a problem because I'm like, you need to. We talked about like changing the name to something catchy,
Yeah.
like Bob, right?
Like Bob.
Bob?
Yeah.
Bob's
Yeah,
catchy.
or Sean. But no, you should be able to find Zaxio. It's Zach like underscore C-O.
Okay.
I think.
Have him put it on his website, man, so I can just link to it.
Yeah, you know what? He sent me all the links so I could send to you guys, but for some reason it doesn't work when I email it to you. I don't. It's just a boomer
This is a
problem.
technical issue here. This
Yeah.
is a
Come on,
technical
you
issue.
guys-
You need
you
to
guys
figure
should
this
know-
out.
If I only went to coder school, I would know
Yeah.
exactly
you
how to do
doctor.
this. I got to read.
That is your problem.
That's
Yeah.
too
That is
funny.
my problem.
All right,
But,
Kiki, man. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. We're running out of time here, but it's been super fun talking to you.
Hey,
Super advice. Great
It's all
advice.
good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't want to
Thanks,
hear my
Kiki.
last story? You don't want to hear a
Oh.
good story?
Oh,
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Have you got a good story? Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
I prepared. I read the whole sheet.
Oh, you prepared. Very
I like
That's
the whole
right.
story. I guess these were all stories though. All right, I'll give you a quick story, all right? Before
All right.
Yeah.
Good stories. Yep.
yeah. And I hate talking, so this is really hard for me to talk to you.
I can tell. I can tell.
You can tell, right? Yeah. No, the story is besides Go Eagles. The story is I thought I was trying to think of something that would be good for Asian Americans, and things like that, and also to see how it was different and not so different, like back in the day. So with all the recent Asian American Pacific Islander hate and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and tough. It's been rough, right? And still, but I think we're still making a lot of great strides compared to when we were growing up, when I was
Yeah.
growing up.
Oh, night and
But
day.
just tell you, in the 90s, when I went to Cincinnati to do my residency, right? I was coming from Boston, so I was getting used to seeing more Asians and more Asian people and et cetera, et cetera. But it wasn't the same as California for sure. But
Right.
in Cincinnati, it was kind of like taking a step back, right? And there was a lot of black, there was a lot of white, and
Yeah.
there was not a lot of anything else.
Yeah.
Even though I was part of the academic, community, there was more diversity there. It was pretty much just black and white. And even before I started my residency, I went to like a garage sale, right, to try to buy some stuff for my cheap apartment. And I'm at this garage sale and I'm walking around looking for stuff in my apartment. And this lady, very nice, I mean, seemed nice. She was probably like in her 80s, like glasses, gray hair, it's a
Yeah.
stereotypical white lady tottering over. And she looked at me and she's like, hey, come here. I think you'll like this. And she brought me over to this display case. And in it, there was a Bruce Lee statue, a little kung fu guy.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what? Wait, why would I like that? I don't understand. I mean, I did like it, but how would you know that about me, And
Yeah.
I gave her a karate chop, and that was it.
Funny. It is so funny that she would do that. It's so
I know,
racist,
it's
but
so
then
random.
at the
It's
same
so
time,
racist. But she was trying to
Hansel
help
and
me.
I do love Bruce Lee.
Right? So I didn't know whether to be like, yeah, you're right, that's cool, but I'm really offended. But
Yeah, exactly.
Bruce Lee is better than finding like a math textbook and saying, here,
That-
nothing to do with this, right?
That's true.
Nothing
Better
wrong
than
with that either, you coders, but
Right.
just saying. So there's that story about. There's also the person on the phone, and when I was buying tickets to the I don't know, the orchestra concert, whatever it was, some concert in Cincinnati, and the person on the phone said, "Oh, he took my name down, Kiki Chang." It's like, "Oh wow, you don't sound exotic. You don't sound exotic."
Wayne got some of that when he was younger. Yeah. You don't sound like an Asian.
You don't sound
Yeah.
exotic. And I'm like, exotic. I'm like, that's too bad. I could try to be a rare animal. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought those
That's
are good
awesome.
stories.
That's
You
crazy. I mean, because
I'd
it's so
love to hear about
relatable.
your guys. Yeah,
The worst
right.
part is
So,
we all have the same stories when we were growing up. That's the worst
right.
part.
But in California, it's all different. Now it's different. It's not. I mean, it's different, but it's not. It's still in a lot of places in the U.S. It's not that different. So
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
my goal is
Cincinnati,
to
I grew up in Iowa. Wayne's in Alabama. I mean,
Iowa.
definitely got a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Yeah.
We all kind of somehow ended up in California, so we chickened out, right?
Exactly.
We all
This is
went
our
to find
place.
our people.
That's
Yeah.
right. This is where our
We
We
people
did
are.
chicken out.
The best thing I ever did was come out here. It's just like it's just the right place. So
That's right. Couldn't agree more.
When we
Any awesome
see-
stories,
when we
Kiki, before we wrap up here?
no, that's it. I'm sorry. I know I've taken up valuable analog tape that you're recording this
That's
on.
right.
So,
We only have so
Yeah.
much. And then
Well,
we'll
we're
run
going
out
to
of
take this to
delivery.
our recording studio.
Yeah.
right,
We're gonna-
right.
we gotta
Be
splice it all
splicing
together.
razor blades and
Yeah.
editing it like I used to back in the day. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Well,
good.
Kiki, thanks so much for your time and congrats on that kid. It's so awesome. I haven't heard of
No,
anybody your age doing it.
he's
Awesome.
fantastic. It's
Love
great. My other kids love him, so it's all good. It's all
Cool.
good. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he does in the music world or the basketball world. It's going to be one of the two.
We'll look out for them all. All of your
Yeah.
kids in this world of music. All right. Thanks,
Good.
Kiki.
Hey, thanks, guys,
Thanks, Kiki.
for having me on. You take care. We'll see you soon.
We are sponsored by none other than the Coder School, a company that teaches kids how to code with over 70 locations all around the country. So if you're interested in getting your kids to code, head online and check us out. Learn to code, change the world. Thanks for listening.